All right, guys, good morning. Welcome to another episode of Wayne's World Garage. It's not Wednesday, and we're at the sawmill. So Phil and I are going to take a look at continuing to troubleshoot some of the issues we're having with the saw. And what that means is we're cutting cockeyed wood. Wood comes in straight and goes out sideways. So we believe we certainly have an issue with the track, which the carriage rides on, basically the train tracks. The lead of the saw is not quite right. And I also think we've got some issues with the collars. And that's why I machined a piece to fix the outer collar. And now we're going to work on the rest of this thing, clean things up, and just keep trying to evaluate what we have to do. For sure, we need to put some concrete under this base for the rest of the tracks here so we can make this thing a little bit more secure than it is. So that'll be a future project. But since nobody owns a sawmill, meaning none of the members here do, and nobody's in charge, we got to get everybody on board here to push this agenda for us and make it happen so we can cut good straight boards again. Thanks for watching this video. I appreciate it. If you guys like this, hit subscribe. If you don't, hit subscribe anyway. Give it a thumbs up anyway. Take care. All right, so one of the things we did here last week, we had somebody come out who actually was involved in the setting up of this mill, and he was the sawyer for quite a while. And they gave us a little bit of feedback and trying to help us troubleshoot our problems. But one of the things he observed is, you guys don't clean up after yourselves. So he's right. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit and try and get everybody on board to spend a little bit of time cleaning up when we're done sawing lumber, because it's actually a safety hazard. So we'll do that. The first thing we're going to do today, I think not about the first, but we are going to check the lead on this guy and make sure the lead looks good. And then we're going to try and check the level for the mandrel and make sure it's perpendicular to the saw being the blade. So one of the things I want to do is get a level on this mandrel. And this is the mandrel right here. This round tube here connects to all these pulleys and all this rigmarole and the saw, or the blade itself, except it looks like it's got some belt wrapped around it, so I'll work on cutting that off, because what you want to do is make sure that that is perfectly level with, okay, the ways. I think they call these things the ways here, as this track rolls up and down. Okay, so I've got a not a machinist level here, I've got a machinist level at home, but let's do a rough check with a regular level and just see what happens and see how she looks, and then we'll take it from there, maybe. All right, well, the first step, and like everything, it's fighting me all the way, is there's this thing here wrapped around here, and I like to take it off. So if I can get this off, I can get my level on it. Certainly not going to get a machinist level on it, but one of the problems with working on these things is it's not easy to reach everything. So I hit it with the axe for 5 minutes, got hot and sweaty, got a little bit done, but this might be a little bit better way of doing it. We'll see in a second. Somebody clearly wrapped some sort of fiberglass tape around this shaft, I assume to prevent this pulley from flying off, which means I'll be making an aluminum collar for it next week. We'll see. It's on there pretty well, that's for sure. All right, well, this is more of a PITA than I expected, but 20 minutes later I did get this thing off. It was a lot of effort, actually. This is a pretty good grinder with this pretty sharp grinding wheel on here. So I ended up getting it off, and then I can put the level on this thing, but more work than expected, as usual. All right, so Phil's here, and here we are. I did manage to get this thing off here. Now this pulley's probably going to go flying. Now, just as a quick test, what we've done, we meaning Phil, is he took this level and put it on here, and to me it looks like it's pretty straight up and down, which is kind of fascinating. So now we'll run the track down and see what the waves look like, and then we will put it on this little thing here. Is it coming off?
No.
Okay, so
oh, it's coming off, yeah. I mean, it's. I didn't realize there was a lip there.
Huh.
On the, see this?
Yep. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, that's interesting, because this seems, using this level, this saw is about as perpendicular can be.
I'm telling you.
And if you look it up on here, that's not a blah, 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 but it's touching the same dot right there on both sides of that blade. So now, you know what? Let's do this. Let's we can do this. I can do it. I thought I brought some paint markers.
He didn't want to replace them all. He just was like,
Yeah. All right. So here's side one. Well, that's interesting when you,
oh, you leaned on it.
you lean on it. Okay, but it's the same thing, same place too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that there would be.
It's spot on.
It's the same.
It's the same. Yeah. Good. Well, that's a good thing, right?
Yep.
That's a good thing. All I'm going to do is just for giggles.
Oh, no. That'll tell us too if we got a. Now, if we'd have done it on the other blade, that'd be a whole different.
The other blade would be a whole different story.
That's right on. So.
Spot on. Yep. And this here doesn't change. Actually, that did change, but that could be because of it. No, that's pretty much
right
that's
on.
the same. That's the same thing. So that's a good thing. That's cool. If we have time, so let's out of interest, do we want to push the carriage down? And let's try that, you know. And I brought this bigger piece of steel, but it's not going to work because it's too big. Oh, I don't know, just for leveling stuff off, maybe. You know what I mean? Not leveling, but holding stuff up, you know, and seeing what it looks like. Ready?
Yourself.
Yep.
Yeah. See right there, this wheel.
Yeah.
Not touching.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Good. Let's just don't tell Paul I did this. We could not be more freaking level. And I will do this with machinist level just out of curiosity. So that's a good thing, but we should do these other four and see if they come into, and that, so this is interesting. We should probably do this with a machinist level.
Yeah, but did you bring your square?
I did. I have a small square, yeah.
Put that on there too when we.
Do you want to do it right now?
Might as well.
Yeah.
When we roll forward a little bit.
Yeah.
Just check and see how we are squared, if we're square to the blade or not.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. I can't imagine we're not square to the blade, but it's free to check, you know, so why not? So you want to push it forward a little bit then? Is that what you're thinking? Oops.
Yeah, right.
Get it? All right.
Just curious.
Yeah. Let me see if I can get in here. So it's, looking at this, it is still out at the bottom.
Not by much. Well, of course we got a short square.
It's 1/8 of an inch. It's a short square.
So that kind of goes to the quarter that we were dealing with before.
So let me do this though. Let's slide it more. Let me slide it more towards me a little bit. You know what I mean? Or let's push it this way and see how it looks more to the center of the saw. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
It's gonna be the same.
I would
Think, but what do we know?
Yeah.
It's worse. It's worse.
Worse.
But
Oh, actually, it's not worse by much. This is still that wheel's still airborne.
yeah. So you know what? Can you reach that piece of 2-inch angle iron? Or no, you can't. Hang on, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Where's my step?
Yeah. Without breaking your ass on this stuff. Just out of curiosity. I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm assuming it appears to me, as far as I can tell, these things are pretty well locked on here. I don't quite understand that.
What's that?
Those bearing case, the housings for the bearings are locked on.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so that's interesting.
We're away the same way.
Huh, so we have a small gap here. And I do it the other way, it's the same thing. How can that be?
That would tell me then the center of the blade. Oh, you're down too. So you're picking up.
What do you mean I'm down?
You're down below where the
I'm down.
is.
Yeah, yeah. Right.
So you're actually measuring that's the concave part
Yeah,
where
okay.
the
Yep.
center of the blade is.
Yeah, so I'm being inaccurate here. Right. So if I was like up here a little bit, it might be exactly level. Yeah. Well, let's find out. Not that this is a precision piece of angle iron, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it gets closer, so we are there.
Well, this is 90. We're off here in the carriage a little bit.
Yeah.
This is where, that was, I don't know if you saw that one video. I kind of got a kick out of it. This is what I was talking about.
Yes.
Just shim the front of it. Bring it up, done.
Right.
You're not piling the rocket here.
So I think that's what we need to do is shim it.
On the front of these, the ways there, bring it up.
Yep.
Done.
I'm also thinking,
But that's only part of the problem.
yeah, so the other part of the problem is if we just measure it level across the ways,
Yeah.
level across here, shouldn't it be 90 degrees, perfectly 90 degrees? Which maybe is why we need a machinist level to make it closer to 90.
Maybe not. But if something's off here that's throwing it that way, since it's separate from the blade.
It's separate from the blade. But what Pete was saying is the husk, this whole center part, is all one piece.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to.
I would almost, why don't they like do a table saw? You cut a slice of wood and you take a square and you see what the issue is. A small, like a 6-foot piece of wood. That's what you were saying the other day, right? So I don't know why we don't do that. Try that.
Well, there's all those fence boards. We tried something different.
Yeah.
Cut Saturday.
And they looked good, but I'm thinking like a 6x6, something, a 6-foot long 6x6 where you can get a nice, really good square on it and just look at it more carefully. All right.
This is different from that one. This one is almost right now, for
Yeah.
whatever, is like dead on level.
So you know what I've got? I can get out of my car, my little electronic level, which I don't really like a whole lot.
Yeah.
It's not that accurate, but for this, we can take readings right now. Let's take readings here. You know what I'm saying? On these 4, and then slide it down and see what it says.
I can tell you, I can guarantee you, if we put a log on it,
It's going to shift.
because it's shifting under my weight.
Standing on it.
Just me standing here,
Yeah.
move the carriage.
Yep.
Because this wheel's off.
So I am reading, and this is arbitrary. These are just random. You know what I mean? It sets wherever you want to be level. So that's 0. So just out of curiosity, when you put this on here, what do you read on those other 2? And what we'll do is I'd like to put a log on here. So I'm going to write on here 0. You know what I mean? So we got 0 here. Could you write 0.4 underneath the level? Just write, you know what I'm saying? And then go do the other 2. You see what I'm, no, right on the face of this, on this side where I can see it, right here. There you go, 0.4 somewhere, yeah. You can't see right, there you go. 0.4. And then let's take it to the other 2 and see what they are at this position. And then let's put a log on it and see what we got.
0.3, wait a minute, hold on.
And again, it's not a machinist level, but it's a rough, it's an indicator.
0.4. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Let me see what we got here. 0.6.
Okay. So, not good enough, but that's good though. We got numbers. So now, you want to, where do you want to put the log on? The first 2?
Well, here's the question.
Yeah.
What's that mean?
Well, clearly, with no load, our tracks are not very good, I would suggest, or not lined up very well.
Well, the inside here,
Uh-huh. And the other was 0.6?
This is 0.6.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to run it down with no load on it just to see what it does?
Yep.
Okay. 0.15.
Yeah. Check
Okay.
your-
Yep. Hang on a second. That just means that they're worn, I assume, right?
No, that's level.
Yeah, I'm showing level. Yeah. All right.
By right. That should be as close as anything.
Well, so my curiosity would be now 0 degrees. Now, when we slide with no load, this one down to here is going to go to 0. So if I believe what I believe, does that make sense?
Believe what you believe.
I wonder if that'll, because it should be all in the husk, right?
No, well, we won't make it all on the husk.
No, yeah, that's true. You want to put this on the set? You want to slide it down, or what do you think? Or you want to put? Let's do it. Let's slide it down, measure them, and then.
Because we know right now that's 0.15.
That's a big difference,
This is
yeah.
0.4. 0.35, 0.4. 6. 0.5.
0.5, 0.8.
There's something else there.
Yeah.
I can't really see. It didn't come out.
Well, it could be that this is worn down here also. It's got to be worn. What else could it be? Well,
So we're.
I mean, this is a big piece of metal. It's C-channel. It's 4-inch C-channel, something like that. It's half-inch thick. This ain't bending.
But I'm trying to think how we're standing now.
Yeah.
That side's low, right?
Um,
The outside's low.
I'm trying to get. So it depends whether you saw it going up or down. There's a little up or down thing here. So do you,
Well, I'm saying if this is 0.4 and this is
Yeah.
3.5,
yeah.
so that's low, right? To even it up.
Yes, that's correct.
So
But I don't know whether it's high or low on the front end. Until we look at the plus and minus thing from level, we won't know that. So how do you know it's tilted like this or like this? 0.4 degrees.
well, this is 0.4 and that's 0.35 over there.
Well, it could be 0.35 like this, or it could, you know what I'm saying? It's not, it doesn't matter. It could be a positive or negative angle is what I'm saying.
I was just trying to get if we were going to bring that up to 0.4, so the half of
We want them all 0.
so that would bring it that way. We're
Correct.
not. I mean, we're
Yeah.
not 0 because this is off already. So
Right.
we know that's
Right.
I was just thinking.
Well, the question is, how do you bring it up to 0? Let's say you want to bring both to 0.
Yeah.
Do you raise or lower that one?
So we raise this,
Well, I don't know whether it's positive or negative, though.
What
You
not?
rate? It does.
but was there a negative on that?
There is. That's what I'm sorry. So look at on
was
the
looking
left
at the
hand,
number.
all the way to the yeah, exactly. That's what I was looking at. All the way on the left side, there's a little up and down arrow, and that indicates plus or minus, I guess. Can you see? It's a tiny.
Now that's 0.4.
It's a tiny. You see that little tiny arrow? 0.25.
Well, this is screwy.
Well, so that's why I
I don't see an arrow. Oh, down.
yeah.
Is that over here on this side?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, your arrow?
Yeah, I don't know the end. I don't know what that means. That's all right. It's all right.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. It might just be because we have rust or dirt on there. We need to clean it off a little bit.
All right.
It's moving.
Your freaking level thing here.
Yeah.
You got an up arrow for
Yes.
level. Then
Yeah.
you got a down arrow on the other side. So what am I looking at?
I think if you up, it's like this. I think if it's down, it's like that.
Yeah, I know, but there's an arrow showing down on this side of it.
Oh, on the other side, it's the other way.
Yeah.
Means you know what that tells me? The way is worn.
No. I'm talking about on your scale here.
Well, maybe it goes like this. What if it goes like this? In the middle. So,
Well, I can tell you what, though, unless that's me doing that.
yeah.
See, the problem is I can't.
Hang on a second. We'll
That's 0.15 now. It was 0.35 previously.
yeah.
Level's cockeyed. I mean, the way is cockeyed as well.
Yeah, that's the issue we have when we don't have a. I mean, this is like what's this, a 2-inch level? You know what I mean? It's not a very good level.
It's 0.3 now there.
Right.
0.15 on the other one.
Wow, this actually looks pretty good here. You know, I don't see a whole lot of. I thought I might see a lot of gap here or something.
Down at the end.
You see some down at the end? You
Oh,
see?
heck yeah. Big one.
Yeah, yeah, I do. Yep. Huh. Big, yeah, and at this end also. So you see there's gaps here and here. Oh, because, well, the log. Where does the log spend most of its time? Right out here. You know what I mean? Even a big log, from here back, I would suggest.
Yeah. But because looking at your level, that's what was confusing me. Because in the top left side, there's an up arrow showing.
Yeah, yeah.
Level.
Which I think means, yeah.
And then there's a down arrow showing on the lower right.
So top, yep. The up arrow means, yeah. Yeah, so down means it's like this, up means it's like that.
Okay.
Okay, so if we look at here, we are 0.5 up, like this.
Okay, that was
And you know what? That would make sense, because if this is worn here, that would slope down.
when I first put it on there, it was 0.4.
That's what it just was, just 0.4.
Oh,
wasn't it?
I thought.
No, it's 0.3, you know what I mean? But that's 0.35, 0.4.
0.35 was on the other
It's
one.
0.4 now, but it's 0.4 tipping
Now
this end lower.
pull it on the front one, the forward one there.
This, oh, okay, this one here. But you know, let me get,
This one.
I gotta clean this thing off here.
Yeah, I looked at it.
Let me get some paper towels, hang on. That's almost a degree up,
So there.
because it's worn more.
How is that possible?
Oh, I can, I can see that. I don't know. Just I don't know. Just the way the thing works. Probably, I don't know. It changes by small amounts.
Of course, you know too. On top of everything else,
Yeah.
you got how many? Let's see. I'm guessing you got probably 600 pounds worth of metal hanging over the end of the carriage out there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yep, that's a good point. So,
I wonder if we brought the knees forward. What's and take
Yeah,
the
yeah,
measurement
yeah,
off the
yeah.
Carriage
well,
because it should be.
we can still bring them forward and take a measurement right here, or bring them forward a bunch
Okay.
and just see what it does, right? Who cares? It's free. I guess, you know. Can you reach it all right?
Yeah, get over there. I think.
Ah, excuse me. Yeah, I'd keep going even more. You know what I'm saying? Just
I'm gonna bring it all the way.
all the way, yeah, give me, yeah, pretty close to the whole distance. Yeah, exactly. And let me.
Oh, you know what else could?
I can see it moving now. Hold on. Wow. Well, that makes a difference.
Huh?
Makes a difference.
Yeah, I can see where it's made a big difference.
You're on the black mark now, and you were level before, I think, right?
Yeah. Now we're
It's go, yeah. Wow. So now, well, it still shows 0.
Oh,
That shows 0.3.
so you were at 0.4 before.
Oh, that was at 0.4. Okay. It shows 0. Yeah, that's interesting.
That other one was at 0.4 as well.
Huh.
Put it on
Huh.
the put it on the second one.
And now it's at 0.
That one matters.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Changed it half a degree. That kind of makes sense, because there was. So the question is now, was this the wheel that was in the air?
This one.
Still in the air. Doggone it. Huh.
what that tells me. If you put a log on there,
Yeah.
you've got the knees all the way out.
Yeah.
You
And
got the weight of the log that's out there when you're first taking your initial cuts. Then your carriage is like this.
so let's do this. Let's put a log on it,
I
right?
wonder if it's if the axles are, if there's play in the axles. Or
Well, there was a lot of play in them on those bearings.
Oh,
You remember?
Yeah.
We
Well, the
chucked-
axles are solid though.
Axles are solid with roller bearings in them, so I don't believe that's indeed the case. But again, what the hell do I know? You know what I mean? This is like,
I think we got a wear.
we definitely have a wear issue. There's no doubt about it. And some of those books I've been reading talk about wear issues. And I believe on the back track, that's why a lot of those guys, weld a small strip of steel on it to compensate for the wear.
Because it's worn out.
Because it's worn out. Exactly. It's like ours. I mean, you want to push this thing by hand, or how do you want to push this thing when we get it on? I got the keys if we want to. Yeah, exactly. If we want to start it up, I do have keys. And I'll help you. Let me give you a hand loading this thing up. I don't know why you. Oh, so you know what I saw is the one at the fair has a big bend in it.
This wheel's off the ground too.
Now, it was not before.
Well, I don't know. I didn't check.
I did. I was. That's why when I was here before.
Because of all the weights back there.
That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. But again, so
actually,
and I'm just talking out loud. This will be an interesting test, but the real test, stabilize the frickin' tracks, because it's going to change whether the knees are back. There's no log on it. A log on. It's always going to change. But the reality is, the majority of weight is right here when we have a log on it. That's what we care about. I don't think we care about right now when the knees are way back and there's no load. I don't care if there's wheels in the air. I care if there's wheels in the air when we roll this forward. But you got a shop in front of yours.
I thought it moved up. Damn, I thought I took that out of there.
Hang on a second. Let me see if I can get this out of the way without. The other thing, does this thing just go up some?
There you go.
More? No, we're good.
Yeah, you put something in place so it doesn't come back down again.
Just tighten the nut up. That's all we gotta do. Ready?
One more. There we go.
All right, now we're supposed to roll the carriage off. Hit it really hard with the tractor and make the carriage come off, aren't we? No, just kidding.
Still airborne.
Yeah. All right, so now let's pull it forward some. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I want to dog it. I actually like to get it close to where we are when we cut it. You know what I'm saying? So, are we against the back of here? We are.
It's not spinning as freely,
Right.
but these two wheels are up in the air. They both spin.
All right. Did that thing fall down again on me?
What?
I see. Yeah, no. So you have to be cut wood now if you go further forward. Yeah. Well, I don't care. We can pull it back.
Come out to the edge as far as we could.
Yep.
See if that's making more contact.
Yep.
Those are still airborne.
Do you want to push down here?
Sure.
Do you want to try and push it, or well, let's give it a push? I guess see what happens.
Hold on, let me get that
Yeah.
in there.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Guess you don't need any help pushing it. Strong like ox. I'd like to stop it pretty close to there and see what we got. We can go. Actually, yeah, we've got. Yeah. Well, first of all, let's see.
Further?
So this wheel's on the ground. Was that wheel not on the ground before?
It was not.
See, so are we in?
The second one back
Yeah. Huh?
should be was up. Second and third were both up.
So where's the end of the husk?
Right here.
So we are on the husk here. All the wheels are on the husk now. right?
Yeah.
Yes,
In theory, yeah.
in theory.
Right, the tail end of it, but yeah.
The tail end of it. So let's check here. This wheel's touching the ground. I can't reach that one. Are your wheels all on the ground?
Yeah.
So let me now, you want to throw that little level on there and see what it says?
I'd be curious.
Mm-hmm. Because if the, if it's,
Tell real quick, put them on one.
yeah. Well, you were at 0.4, now you're at 0.2
All right.
and 0. So one is 0, one is 0.15, 0.2. I wonder if I should,
What's the one back behind it?
back here,
Yeah.
not as important because there's no weight on it though, right?
Well, there's weight on the carriage, but
There's weight on the carriage, but not on the thing.
curious if the,
No, it's, oops.
that wheel was up above before.
We're at 0 and we were at 0.4. And 0.3, I don't know why they could be,
They're this way.
yes they are. Hang on one second there, I'm just out of curiosity.
It may not have anything to do with anything,
Yeah.
but you notice that the one side is lower is the side, this side. When you ratchet
Right,
it along.
right. Yeah, that certainly could be. Again, what do I know? I don't know.
No
Shit.
difference.
Yeah. Out of curiosity.
This thing.
I know.
It doesn't look like there's anything.
Well, this shows quite a bit of. Shows we're off a third, 0.3. But I don't know if that's a fair
we're
time.
0.4.
We were 0.4, 0.25.
Because actually, if you tell me if it's point, what it's telling me then,
Uh-huh.
the weight of the log isn't having an effect.
It's having some effect because it made these wheels touch the ground.
But that is still at point the same, right? Point
Well-
3.4?
Well, no, it's actually at 0
That's on 0 there?
right now. That was just when I put this piece of angler on it, see what it would do.
What's that there? That's where,
0. I'm at 0 right now.
Okay, that's where I took that measurement for that.
That's at 0.
And it was 0.4?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And that kind of makes sense because you put a big log on it, it's going to push it
Well,
towards
yeah,
us.
you got all the, and plus the knees are forward too.
And the knees are forward too.
Forward, so
The knees are forward too. So I can't, let me see if I get to this one up here.
then you roll forward and see what makes a difference.
Yeah, that's a good point too. If we can do this without cutting our legs off. So I'm at 0 here. Oh, geez. Screw. 0 and 0 at the husk.
Well, that's right where it needs to be.
That's where it needs to be. Yes, that's exactly
The
right.
most solid part, right?
Yep. Oh, now this is interesting. So I just ran the level at the center of the mandrel. It's at 0 degrees.
Okay.
Fair enough. When I go to the top, we are 0.35 this way, away from it.
Quarter inch.
What's that? Yeah, well, but that's going like this. That's going like this away from it, though. Not towards it. No.
Because we were away at the bottom of the blade.
Yeah, with no load on it.
Yeah.
With no load on it. So this is. So you know what?
What's that other level say?
Yeah, that's the yellow one. I don't know if you can get the yellow one in there.
No. Oh. Yeah, probably not. It's a little tight.
Yeah.
Oh, well, hold on a second. You can't do that.
Oh, am I touching the blade?
Yeah, it's touching the blade.
But just.
Enough to do it. Enough to throw it.
Okay. Yeah.
Sensitive that
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
is.
Oh, you're right. You're right. My bad. Yeah, my bad.
Not
All
the
right,
way.
now try it. Wow, it's at 0. Well, that's interesting. Well, that's interesting as hell.
So 0, 0, which should
It's
be.
pretty close to 0.15 here. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a very good thing.
Work.
So, and this might reiterate or confirm what you're saying. You believe the cants you cut Saturday were nice.
Yeah.
With log on here, on the husk, and that's what Pete Picard was saying. The husk ain't moving.
That's what.
You know, and I kind of believe that. Again, it confirms all of our.
That's the part I was trying to. I couldn't get it through my head. And I mean, granted, I'm dense. I mean, I'll say it, but this is the most supported part of the whole thing.
And it's all one piece of metal.
One piece of metal.
Yeah, I get that now.
We're not dropping stuff on it.
We're not dropping. Gets back to our point. We need concrete back here to stabilize the back of these tracks.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't hurt to have them, because this husk ends,
It ends at right there, about 8 feet from.
wow. So,
Right where that wheel is.
yeah, I see it, yeah, yeah. All right. Let me turn this thing off a second.
So now.
All right, we're done for the day. So what we have learned is, the one thing we did accomplish is the cable was rubbing back and forth there, and the Crosby clips, we point them in a different direction. That was Phil's idea, brilliant. So now the cable, we believe, doesn't touch like it was touching before. The other thing we've confirmed, and we're pretty excited about this, is we believe, and this makes perfect sense, that the blade, the saw, is perpendicular to the mandrel, and things look pretty straight there. We also believe that we've smashed our carriage a couple times, and it's probably tweaked because wheels are not spinning, but if I stand on them or put a log on them, it does spin. So it confirms the idea that we do need some concrete in here. And I'm not quite sure how we're going to do that, but we'll figure it out. I'm sure the people will be very generous with supporting us. All right. Well, thanks for watching this. Hope I didn't put you all to sleep and bore you to death. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up even if you didn't like it. And subscribe. Take care, and we'll see you again soon.